Hey gang, John Bacarella here with your Lake St. Clair Fishing Report, brought to you by Sportsmen's Direct, and it is August 27th, and summer is coming to an end, and thankfully so is the heat, at least if I believe what the weatherman is saying these days. But a lot of you guys did not really get out since our last fishing report, mostly because of the weather. 90 degrees and thunderstorms and all that good stuff was keeping a lot of you guys off the water. So don't have a whole lot more to report right now than what we did in the last fishing report, actually the last two fishing reports. So if you want to go back and check those out, it'll probably give you same kind of detail as what's going on out there right now. But I did make a couple of phone calls today and get some more update information. Now, a lot of you guys probably noticed there was a Bassmaster Elite event in town last week, although they didn't have any fanfare thanks to a wonderful COVID-19. So they didn't put any media out there, nothing to let you guys know what was going on. But suffice it to say, they caught a lot of fish out here on the lake. And especially considering that they were stuck here on just on the American side, posted some pretty good numbers. So, I mean, basically, it was 20 pounds a day or better to make it to cash a check. So it was like 86 pounds total for 4 days for the top spot. So guys were mostly drop shotting and some Ned rigging. So I was kind of surprised to see some Ned rigging action up there in the St. Clair River in 20 to 25 feet of water. So. But mostly drop shotting out there, baby Z's and Z2s and all that kind of good stuff. But they got a lot of fish. There were some pretty good bags that came in and lots of numbers. So we were pleased with that. Now, made some phone calls, as I was saying, up to Anderson's up in Port Huron. The report from up there was for most of the walleyes right now, for the guys that are getting good numbers of fish, they're coming at night. And the hand liners are knocking them out of the park pretty good. And the guys jigging at night are doing pretty good too, especially above the bridge going up into the lake. So the night fishermen doing real well with the clean water and the warmer temps. The daytime guys not so well. But starting next week and probably this weekend with that north wind we got coming, things are going to change rapidly up there on the St. Clair River and down here on the lake as well. Now going down to Domka's down there by Lake Erie, kind of the same deal. There was not nearly as much activity over at least for the last week, mostly because of the wind and the storms coming through out on that big water. But the guys are still catching walleyes and they are still catching perch, although that perch bite has slowed down temporarily down there, mostly again probably due to the weather more than anything else. And I would expect it's going to pick back up once we get through this cold front, these north winds coming in, I think late Friday in through Saturday. And then once it calms back down, I think you're going to start to see a lot more activity. And with that water temperature starting to fall off, we should see some activity pick up out there as well. They're still catching muskies out here. Guys are still trolling and casting. There's been a lot of activity out there in front of the spillway. And they are catching fish. And I know a lot of guys want to get over and fish that Canadian water hard, but we don't have any word yet on anything changing on that border crossing situation that we've been dealing with here for the last several months. Now, there are a lot of guys that are headed up north and going over to that west side of the state for kings. And the report from up there has been pretty dang good, and I would expect it's going to get really good in a hurry, especially for those pier fishermen. I was checking the water flow data for that Big Manistee River, just kind of using that as a marker for that whole side of the state with all that rain that came in, and that water flow has just gone through the roof up there. So with that and the north winds coming in, it's gonna push those temperatures down up there, and I would expect this weekend could be pretty interesting for the guys fishing around the pier heads, provided that it's not blowing so hard you get blown off those pier heads with the high water that we got right now in the wave action that we're going to get. But those fish are going to be in those harbors, you can bet it, for sure. The guys that have been fishing out in the lake all week, we're doing really good on kings, and they're getting quite a number of fish in that 25-pound class up there. So that keeps life really interesting for sure. So as far as products here in the store to help support you guys over there, we did bring in quite a bit of casting spoons for you, crocodiles, some custom Cleos, KO wobblers for you guys that are going to be going up casting for kings, whether you're over here on the east side or over on the west side. These will get the job done. For you guys pulling lead core and wire, we got some of the bigger Ninja boards in. If you're used to fishing over there on that west side of the state, trolling for kings, running them long lines, I'm sure you're used to seeing these guys out there. So we got these in the store now for you as well. Also brought in some bunch of light action panfish rods because we anticipate the perch bite out here is going to pick up pretty darn quick once these water temperatures fall off. Keep talking about water temps just to keep things in perspective for out here. Right now we were sitting at Belle Isle about 76 degrees today when I checked. So basically your water temp, I think on last report we did was at 74. So 90 degrees today. Basically the water temp's been holding steady for about the last 2 weeks. So I expect it's going to start dropping though next week. Your days are getting shorter, you know, your nights are getting longer, and it's inevitable once we get into these cooler temps that the water temp's going to fall off pretty quick. I think that water temp up at Port Huron when I checked today was around 72 or so, just a couple degrees, few degrees colder than it is down here in the lake, which is what you would expect. So perch fishing out here, nothing has changed. Again, go back and look at those old reports. Up there fishing shallow up in the Snai in those areas, and then out here by the channel still. And we still got some guys picking up fish shallow in these weed beds, or at least relatively shallow, 12 to 14 feet down out in front of the 400 Club. But definitely more action out deeper still, and that's the way it's going to be until the water cools off and these weeds start to die off out there, and these fish got to push in to find more cover, which is going to happen soon. So all that to say, get out there when the weather clears up and gives you good conditions, and enjoy these upcoming fall, more fall-like temperatures. Hey, if you like this video content and you want to get updated as soon as the next video is out there, hit that subscribe button and the little bell icon, and you'll get notified as soon as the next video is up.